Free promo.
Yeah, I might need some water in a second.
Yeah. Do you want to get us something? That TV? No. Cool.
I learned my lesson last night. These guys tell me to throw the stuff on the TV, and
They're trying to pre the whole setup, man.
yeah, and it fucked up the whole intro the last time I did this shit.
Yeah.
Like they want the DJ set, but then they end up letting me fuck.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
I feel like we're extra bright in here, It's just me.
Yeah, that was a light skin joke. If that was the first.
Monday.
let them fly.
It's not with an ice thing.
Are you uncomfortable?
I'm good. What do you mean?
You sure?
I'm good. I usually get affiliated with the light skin crew, so it feels weird being on the different side of it. It feels weird being on the other side of it. I don't know.
Wagwan.
Wow, all the looks I'm catching. What's up? What's good, man? What's good?
And of course it's your boy.
Chop like Shaq.
And we've got a special guest. You know,
Yes.
he put on for us, and by us I mean, I guess us. Lighter villain.
Apparently so.
Jane and Weston's own.
Finch and Weston's.
Wrong intersection.
Yeah, I was like those two.
No, long
Those don't
time.
mix. Those don't cross.
I spent some time in Richmond. I told you that.
Jeez, Toronto status revoked, dog.
Finch and Weston's finest.
Hey.
Leader of the ball game movement.
That's him.
Winner of BB Can 11.
Jeez.
We got Ty in the building.
Hey.
Welcome,
man.
Appreciate you having me. Thank you guys.
Damn.
I appreciate you for what you did.
Did what I had to do. We got the job done.
You took a game that I was like I haven't watched. Like I used to watch Big Brother, like the UK. Like that's when I was watching. And this is when
that's the original one, I think. That's where
That's where I started. And I used to watch that with my aunt back in the day. So she put me on. I watched a little bit of the American one. I took a hiatus over some years. Ika Wong was a homie.
Legend.
She was telling me about her time,
and
I saw her clips, and I was like, "Oh my god, Ika, that is wild."
Oh my god!
If you haven't seen that, I really appreciate to see a melanated brother like yourself catching the dub. How does it feel?
How's it feel, man?
Feels great, honestly. Like I said, I just wanted to go in there, be myself, and if I was gonna win, it needed to be for being myself and not trying to like fit into any boxes or any kind of constraints that people expect me to kind of fall into. So I was able to accomplish that, got the win, and did it my way. So feeling good.
True.
Do you feel like it was hard to be yourself? Because like I know like I'm watching you guys all converse, and it's like I like this person from a game perspective. I fuck with them from the game perspective, but then there's also the I don't know about them from a personal perspective. So there's two things. You guys were literally. I feel like a lot of you guys, or all of you guys, were really splitting the two. Was it easy?
For me, it was easy to be myself. Like my mentality going in was like, can I surround this?
Yeah, do your thing, man.
I don't give a fuck if anybody likes me on a personal level, because if you don't like me and that's what's gonna stop you from working with me, then you're gonna get run over eventually. So
Damn.
I went there. I just care about loyalty. Like I can connect with anybody.
Yeah.
So like even my right hand guy Zach, which we'll probably get to eventually. Me and him couldn't be. We're polar opposites in terms of who we are as individuals, but we were the closest that I was with anybody in the house. So that just goes to show you I don't need to gravitate towards someone that has my background. I just care about loyalty and people who have the same kind of ways of moving that I do, and I feel like Zach was that person for me. So
so let me ask you a question. So like when you walked into the room or to the house, were you already in that strategic mind, like picking out
This
like
guy looked at somebody and said, "Yo, we're cool. All right, we're gonna work with Taylor." All right.
So you already went in with that killer instinct.
I went in. My first four was me, Zach, Santina, Kuzi. I said, "This is my final four here." I said, I don't give a fuck who it is. I just want loyalty. So it could have been anybody. I didn't know who would be a strong player, who wouldn't be at that time. But I believed in my abilities as a strong player, whether it be competition-wise or socially. So I just wanted people who were going to be loyal to me, and Zach was that for me. Kuzi to a certain extent, but obviously, she went her own way, and so did Santino. But nonetheless, I just wanted to be myself and stay true to who I am. That's what I did.
But he was loyal to all 4 of those people,
Exactly.
or all 3 of those people, until I feel like the only person you were disloyal to was Santina, and that wasn't disloyalty. It was because she played you. And you were like, that's where it's at?
Exactly. That was the thing. It's like, I risked my game for her, and I told her I risked my game for her, and she still turned her back on me. But it is what it is. You know, everybody got what was coming to them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I stayed true to everybody that said I was gonna be true.
The only one that said from go, you, I got you, and that's it.
That was it.
Damn.
So was there a lot of prep work involved for you to get, like, I know you said you weren't even like thinking about Big Brother. You kind of were casted.
Yeah, I just
in a way.
found the opportunity, found me.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
I was always interested in being on a show. Didn't necessarily have to be Big Brother, but it just so happened that at that time I was going through a breakup, and I just felt like, you know, that might have been blocking some of my blessings. And a week later they hit me up saying, you know, we thought you'd be a good fit for the show. I said, cool. Yeah. And then flew through the process, and obviously can't talk about certain things, but it was just a very smooth process, and I feel like just the timing of everything aligned, and what's meant for you will find you at its due time, and that's what happened with this.
And there's certain people that are pulling up as like BB Camp fans, like stans. Sorry.
Yeah.
They like was it Daniel?
Yeah.
He was
I know Renee. There's a couple of them in there.
You know what I mean? So, but you weren't that. No. How do you feel like? How did you prepare once you were like, okay, it's confirmed, I'm going to be on this show? What happened from that moment?
Yeah. So I binge watched 2 seasons just to understand the concept of the show. Right. I said I wanted to go in there completely not knowing what's going on. I also didn't understand the inner workings of what makes a great player. You know what I mean? I just went in there as I feel like I can connect with people on a very intimate level in a one-on-one situation. And I'm also strong competitively. Like, people look at me and probably think I'm only physical, but I know I'm a smart guy. I graduated from university, Bachelor of Science. These lists, honor roll, all types
talk
of
about it. Talk about it.
People overlook, right? So like, I knew that I was gonna be able to compete no matter what the comp was, the challenges were. So I was good just going in there and figuring it out on the fly. Whereas I feel like being a super fan can almost put you at a disadvantage, because you head in there, one, you have a target on your back, because if people find out you're a super fan, they're like, this guy gotta go.
Why is that? Is that because they think that you're more strategic? Like,
you know the game better than everybody. So that's what happened with JM. JM was a super fan, and he was making it known right out the gates. We're like, yo, and he's super smart, 1, and then 2, he mentioned the boys as being his targets. Like a goofy. Like, why would you say like a goofy? So he had to go, unfortunately. But I love Jim, super smart guy. But Daniel C played it really well. He's a super fan, but he was able to kind of like lull people into believing he's not a threat. Even though he was, even competitively.
He was kind of chilling for a lot of it.
Cooling. Yeah. So he's probably one of the best, if not the best, social player on my cast, and I have to give him that props.
Do you feel like there's an immediate target on your back when you win the first challenge? Because I'm telling you, I'm watching this and I didn't realize like people are like throwing certain competitions. Don't go for this one yet.
Before you even answer that, like, let's not sleep on the fact that like I saw you had like the record for most amount of like wins in the house and everything like that. So so like
got 5 most vetoes in history. I'm the veto king apparently.
Veto king. So that has to put a target on your back, no?
Well, I mean, that's too late. I mean,
after a while.
By the time I feel like it was too late. I mean, I think by the time people realized that I was such a strong competitor, the size of like alliances were already made, so they had to pick between focusing on one person, me, or focusing on a whole alliance on the other side of the house. And like prioritizing that is kind of tough because, you know, I might be a strong competitor, but like numbers is what matters in the house. So if you can't knock a number off the alliance, like the opposite alliance, that might be a bigger threat to you than just lonely on top. Because me, I'm the only person that's a lone soldier in the house. So I'm not too much of a threat when it comes to voting time. That's when it matters. So I think that, you know, that was my advantage at a certain point, but nonetheless, like everybody was trying to get me out because of what I was doing. And I think people slept on my social game, but at the same time, I think they knew because, like I said, my social game was like very one-on-one.
So you were like somebody in the office today. Be like, can I pull you aside and have a one-on-one?
Yeah.
Like, you're like looking on for people. I saw that. I was like, yo, this is genius. Can we take a quick 15 minute coffee?
That's what I'm saying. So when you think about social play, you think of someone like Daniel C. Or even Zach. Like, people didn't like Zach, cool. But Zach, people knew he was a social threat. Like, he can go into any room and talk his ass off. salesman.
Bro,
Yeah.
you gotta talk to me about that. Okay?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
this guy's like
I'm gonna make it real clear now. There's gonna be no Zach slander on this podcast. I'm gonna tell you right now.
not from you. I know
Not from
that.
you, yeah,
Not from you.
No Zach slander at all. That's my guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can see. I'm gonna preface it with I can see why people might have a certain perspective on him because of what the show shows him. That's cool.
Yeah.
People thought I was the worst thing in the world because of what the show was showing them as well.
Right.
But I think once people got to know me outside, the perspective started to change a little bit.
So because of what you were telling us about Kuzi and that interaction you had, where we were like, oh, this guy, you're saying,
I was trying to big dog her almost.
it looked like, that's what it looked like.
trying
But
to
it wasn't like,
intimidate,
so we're talking about things that happen on the editing floor.
Yeah.
Do you think that had a part to play in what how we perceive Zach?
1 million couldn't be more so. Zach, is he arrogant? Of course.
Yeah.
I'm arrogant at times too. Like we all have things about us that aren't perfect. You know what I mean? Zach himself, he's not perfect himself. But when it comes to being loyal, like everybody that thought he wasn't loyal to them, he was loyal to, including Hope. Which is why that situation hurt us so bad because we're the only two people here trying to look out for this guy.
Yeah.
And he did what he did against us. We're like, yo, that's fucked up.
What about Rob though?
Rob?
Because he said to Rob's face he was gonna be loyal and he wasn't.
People don't
And he
understand.
did it to a couple other people too, Ty. I'm just saying that. If that's your point, you gotta hold him accountable.
We're gonna go through one by one. So let's go to Rob.
Let's go to Rob. Let's start at the top. Let's go to Rob.
Rob.
That's when he started tripping.
First of all, Renee was the original target week 1.
Yeah.
We switched it to Rob or to JM because JM mentioned, like I said, the boys and specifically named Rob. So that move against JM was for Rob.
Yeah.
Then during that, because we had to get Santina to make that move for us.
Okay.
So Zach was the one pushing that agenda. He was in the HOH saying, "Yo, we got to get JM out." He's mentioned the boys, specifically Rob.
Yeah.
So the move was to protect Rob.
Right.
That's number 1. Then during that week, what people don't see, which is what I'm saying, people are like, Zach and Ty are working against Rob and being slimy. Rob is confiding in me saying, yo, I feel like Zach is getting too close to Santino. So he's kind of getting jealous. Then you start seeing him doing the facials and stuff with Santino in the room because he's feeling insecure about Zach's relationship with Santino, even though the relationship is for him.
Right.
People don't see that. Again, they keep Rob's image very clean as if he had no insecurities about nothing.
Yeah.
So that, like I said, the move against Jam was for him. Then Rob starts stepping on some toes with the Santina. He starts overreaching to try to pull Santina back as a number for him.
Okay.
And then the same thing happens to Claudia. I felt like he was stepping on my toes with the sweater situation. And
I want to tell you, I got
we're gonna talk about it. These things are important. Like the way people are talking about me in that situation, they don't realize I'm defending Rob too in my DRs. But they don't show you my DRs because if they showed you it, they cannot make me the villain. I'm telling you that. Anyway, so the GM move was for Rob. So Zach made a move to protect our guy. Rob's insecurities is what now made me and Zach nervous about like, yo, he's going hard to try to like gather numbers behind him against us. You gotta remember, me and Zach already said final 2. So that's my priority, not Rob.
Right.
I'm cool with Rob. I want to work with Rob, but Zach is my priority. So if somebody's threatening my guy, my right hand, I gotta deal with that.
Yeah.
Rob was showing me that Zach is a problem to him. So I have to figure that out. And I tried, and I was protecting Rob for as long as I could because you can hear Zach talking. He's like, man, I gotta, like, this Rob situation is pissing me off. So I told him, I said, bro, back off of Santino a bit because Rob's feeling a bit insecure about it. So from that moment, he's like, what do you mean he's feeling insecure? Like, I'm doing this move for him, bro. Rightfully so, because he is.
Yeah.
But he's like, man, I can't work with Rob just knowing that that's how he's viewing me right now. So, and I'm trying to mediate it. I'm like, don't worry, just give him some time, relax. But Rob just would not stop.
Really?
So that's and then Sweatergate. So that leads us to the Sweatergate.
Okay, well let me ask.
Lettergate, all types of
It all connects.
Okay.
Go ahead.
My question with Sweatergate for those who aren't familiar.
Break it down.
Bring everybody.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you cuddle a girl that you're talking to
No.
while she's wearing another man's sweater?
A girl can answer that.
Absolutely not.
Hold on.
That's weird.
Hold on. What?
That's weird.
What?
That's weird.
So that's what happened.
No. If I boot up with you and I'm trying to have a situation with you, it doesn't even matter how surface level it is.
Right.
I will not come in your face
It's big.
with another man's sweater on where I'm cuddling. I'm already cuddling with
Yeah, you can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that. Yeah, you can't do that.
I thought I was tripping.
Nah,
From a woman. So that's what I'm saying.
Woman, nuts,
You weren't
totally
tripping.
understood.
I just had to ask the question.
Of course, we're going to get into the nitty gritty about that.
You
So
can't do that.
That's the principle of it, and that's what I'm saying. I'm a very principle driven person. I'm not getting mad at you because if you're running out of the gas, you have to keep yourself warm to be comfy, cool, whatever.
Whatever. Yeah.
Mass sweaters. It's mass sweaters.
Yeah, exactly. First of all, you're already
They got
so
one.
why would you ask me?
Why'd you ask me for a sweater? Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Whatever. So,
Jeez.
how that goes now is I talked to her about it, and then the DR pulls me in, and they're asking me questions about it, and I can already tell by the questions they're asking me, they're trying to push a certain
Narrative. Push a certain agenda, a certain narrative.
Oh man, you guys are really trying to. And I've said this multiple times in the DR that you guys are trying to do this to me, right?
Yeah.
But whatever, I just give them what they want. I really don't care.
Yeah.
And they're asking me my feelings about Rob. Like, do I think he has any ill intent behind it? I said, nah, bro. I feel like he's just a nice guy. He's stepping on my toes a little bit because like I have to consider whether he's trying to pull Claudia as a number. Because remember, at this time he's already insecure about Santina with Zach.
Right.
So I'm like, is he trying to rally the girls behind him right now by doing this? I don't know. So I said, game level, he's stepping on my toes. But personal, I don't. It's whatever. It's no big deal. I walk out the room, the DR room. First thing I say is, yo, these guys are really trying to pick me up to be a jealous person. Cool. Me, Rob, Johnny, all walk into the HOH, okay?
Yeah.
Together. Like I said, I'm not even tripping about the situation. It's whatever. We walk into the HOH. It's Kuzi, Shania, Renee, and Claudia. We're just having like a girls' moment. We're like, oh, what are you guys up to? Whatever. Renee goes, oh, we're just talking about all the boys in the house and like who likes you, whatever. And then she goes, Claudia, who do you like? I promise you, Rob didn't wait half a second. Said, oh, she was wearing my sweater.
Oh wow.
Ooh. Wow.
He didn't even think about it, and they don't show you that. So I said, yeah, okay, no problem. I sat down. I said, no problem.
Wow.
After that conversation was done, I walked out. I said, Zach, it's go time. I started protecting him from that point. So I'm like, and now I know your intention behind it.
That makes sense. Why you were saying like it's not even the intent behind what you were saying, like, oh, I'm cold, I need a sweater. It's what it looks like and what it is for everybody else. Because if you're saying he is saying, well, she was wearing my sweater, then
now I know your intentions were. It's not even like you're just trying to be a good friend. I just came from the DR like protecting this guy, defending him, saying, nah, he wouldn't do nothing personal. And then I walked out, you say that? I said, all right, so now I know where your head was really at with it. So that's why I stopped. I said, I just stepped back and said, yo, he's next.
Damn, son.
And that's what happened. So people don't see that stuff. They don't see him make that comment. And there's so much that people don't see. People calling.
I knew he was the one. All I'm gonna say is I knew he was the one.
I appreciate it.
And I understand that a lot of things happen that you don't see.
Yeah.
And that would have pissed me off from go when we were having that conversation with Cece, who I also fuck with. I was like, no.
It's not
girl,
it.
This is not it.
It's not it.
Period.
So
you have to consider how it looks.
Exactly. It's all the optics in the house, right? So there's so much thing that people don't see. I'm just like, all right, well, like that's how you feel, no problem. And I don't know. It's not even like I was going to Rob saying I'm protecting you from Zach. I'm just doing it off the strength. Like this is my guy. You guys are my guys. So I'm trying to mediate this. I'm trying to like put out this fire between you guys. So as soon as you made that comment, I said no problem, bro. I'm gonna stop protecting you now. Then he was next. But from the outside, they're like, oh, Ty's jealous, blah blah. It's not even a jealousy thing.
I don't even know it's a jealousy.
It's not a jealousy.
It's weird. Don't talk to me while you're like in another man's hoodie.
Don't do that.
That's a no.
That's slimy.
Especially when it's like, I don't know. That's you're in a bubble, so it's not even like.
It was logical.
Yeah.
Everything is very intentional. I feel like in that situation.
You know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Looks weird.
About your showmance.
Yeah.
I want to talk about that.
Let's go.
Firstly, did it start when you guys were handcuffed together? And second, because that's the way they cut it. That's what it looked like. Because that's when we're seeing you guys touching each other. Okay, shit, this might be a thing. And then secondly, do you think if you're there, obviously with the right person, it's a very easy scenario for something like that to blossom?
I think
something genuine like that to blossom.
So to answer the first question, it started. I would say the handcuffing situation was probably like when it was like, all right, we know we like each other.
Yeah.
Because I didn't talk to her for the first couple of days. I didn't even notice her. To be fair, like I feel like
she's pretty low key.
Yeah, she's low key, very quiet. I'm introverted myself too, so it's like we're just doing our own thing. She's hanging with the girls, I'm hanging with the guys. So it wasn't like we saw each other run, super social off rip. But she pulled me aside and said, "Do you want to have a talk?" I said, "Cool." So that was the first interaction, and then like I guess they called her into the DR after and asked her like, "What do you think about Ty?" And she made a comment like, "Oh, I think he's cute," or blah blah. So that's when they handcuffed us together. So it was like kind of
you know, the narratives are already
exactly.
So
the handcuffing was probably when we were like, all right, this is like my person right now. The second part was Yeah, it's very easy to build relationships very fast with people. Me and Zach, clear example. Day one, locked in, it was just done. That's my guy. I'll talk to him in the morning. What's the plan for today? Talk to him at night. What's the plan for tomorrow? But yeah, even with like relationships, it's like it can be. It's tough because if Claudia and I think our personalities are very different. So we always were not able to completely trust each other.
Right.
So we weren't always playing our game with each other, as you can see, because she tried to get me out. But the feelings there were real.
Yeah.
But game wise, we knew that we weren't always on the same page.
Yeah.
So I do think, to answer your question, like, yeah, you can have very genuine feelings built very quickly for somebody. But on a game level, it's just kind of like hit and miss depending on personalities. Like if your games align, and our games didn't align for a long time.
True. So on that note, like, you know, you talk about getting close to other people, but from an emotional standpoint, because we were talking about this before you got here, we're like, could you be an emotional, or can you be an emotional player and win when it comes to that?
I think you can. One, if you're outwardly emotional, you have to be able to use it strategically. For me, I wasn't always outwardly emotional. Like I was very kind of nonchalant. I have a lot of feelings. Like I'm the most emotional guy, to be frank.
But you think so?
Yeah, I know so. I feel them.
Yeah.
No, I feel
He's the only one that would know.
But I just hide them very well.
Yeah.
They creep out here and there. Like when Zach self-evicted, I cried. When Kuzi got evicted, I cried. You know what I mean? So like I feel these things, but it's like I just knew that I have this very like hard time expressing myself in a way where it makes sense. So a lot of times I just keep stuff to myself and like in my own head. Problem solving by myself.
But that's like, I mean, I get it because I'm also quite an introvert when it comes to certain things. But you was moving like this was a game, like a basketball, like a real ball game,
like a real athlete,
ball game for real. And like I'm seeing this guy's like, can I talk to you for a second? And you're pulling people aside, or you're saying people are saying what their moves are, and you're like, you sure that's a move?
Yeah.
I'm like, this guy's dialed in.
You want to do that?
Yeah, I'm locked in, but I mean, you have to be able to separate your feelings from what you need to do. You gotta make tough decisions in the house, and like I made a couple of decisions that could have cost me my game, and I realized that even in life, once I make a mistake once, I'm not making it again. If I get a second chance, I'm not making the same mistake again. Which is what happened with Chanel. Like I gave her a chance by saying you're gonna play in this veto and you're gonna keep the numbers the same. And then she wanted to be the big dog and try to make a statement to me. And it's crazy because like even at that point, like I picked her to play, hoping that she would keep it the same, of course, or I might not to stay the same. But even when she told me she was gonna use it, I didn't like try to bully her. I said I respect your decision. And then even after she used it, I was like one of the only people to go up and say like, don't worry about it, like I have no hard feelings. Like, but she even I don't know if you see it on. I didn't watch the episode yet, but during the ceremony,
are you watching it right now?
I'm on like episode 10 or some shit.
I watched them all. See, if you got any questions, I know exactly what you said.
Any questions on what you said?
So during the veto ceremony, she's saying her lines, whatever. Yeah. And there's one line she says, and she kind of like looks at me, gives me a cut eye. I'm like, why are you trying to like make a statement towards me? Like I was the person pressuring you the least, because everybody else, Kuzi, Anika, that they were on her saying, yo, she cannot use this, because they knew if she got pulled off, Johnny was going up, and Johnny was part of the crown. That was one of their people. So they were on her ass, like, say, do not do this. This is going to be the worst thing for you. I just said, listen, whatever you want to do, I'd rather you keep the number the same. But if you want to pull Renee, cool. Like, if you want to put a target on your back, that's on you. But again, she wanted to make a statement towards me for whatever reason.
But I will say, Shanae was loyal. Just like
1,000%.
And that's why she had to make the move she moved. Was it against her better? Yeah.
1,000%. I knew the type of person she is. I respect it, and that's why.
But I have a question.
Of course.
And I want you to answer honestly.
Okay.
That's all. It's a safe space. Safe space, man.
Nobody's listening, just friends.
Yeah.
And it's a two-parter.
Okay, go ahead.
The first part is, because I have my own answer as just a viewer, but obviously as a viewer, you are not seeing everything, period.
Yeah.
It's just the fact. That's the way it works, especially in reality TV. If Zach stays in the house, are you still winning? And I want you to think about the fact that you got 10 out of 11 votes other than Shania. And these people are voting based on who you were outside of Zach, because everybody hated Zach.
Fair.
Not just the viewers, people that were in the house with him that knew things that you also knew and saw him in the same light that you saw him, which is a more full view than we got as a viewer, hated him. So I don't know. I'm just telling you.
We're gonna circle back to that comment.
So I just want to ask
There's
you.
no slander.
No, you can say what you want.
I'm not slandering. I'm saying very clearly from a viewer standpoint, and that there are some gaps in that.
Yeah.
But also, what is also factual is that people that were there and saw more than we saw as a viewer did not fuck with him. Those are facts. I'm not slandering this man because I don't know this man, and I refuse to do that because I don't have all the facts. All I'm saying is those are facts. And if he's still there, how would that have affected your game?
So
are you still winning?
So if he's
being aligned with Zach.
If he's still there, it's me and Zach in final two. And if what you're saying is true that people hate him, then I do still win because they're gonna like me better.
That's
Right? So that's one. Yeah. Two, I don't think people hate Zach even in the house as much as you might think. If you want to name names, we can go through the players and I can tell you who does not like Zach and who does.
We should go down the list.
Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm ready.
Wow.
You want to go? You want to go from like level of
Who do you think
eviction or how do you think?
Who do you think doesn't like Zach?
Yeah.
I think JM. I think Kuz. I think
JM,
Shanae. I
they're
think
good friends.
Cece. I think
See,
John.
Rob,
I think Hope. I think. What you mean? I think everybody hated
You
Zach.
named the whole cast.
I think they all hated him.
Very false. The two people that I say don't like Zach would be Santino. Hope, I think is on because me and Hope actually had a conversation last weekend, and I explained to him why that letter situation was so fucked up for us.
We want to talk about
Yeah, we
that.
gotta talk
Of course.
about that.
What about Rob?
Rob, I think I don't think there's hate there or not.
I think they're just not. They're not.
Just like
Yeah.
he's slight. He feels like obviously hurt by the move,
Right.
but I don't think because he knows why we did it. We explained to him on his way out, like, bro, this is why we did it. So he knows there's a reasoning. It wasn't like a personal, like, we don't fuck with you kind of thing. It was like you were rocking the boat with us, and you already knew that the boys were a target, and we were like, bro, we made the jam move for you.
He was rocking the boat. This
He was
guy's
rocking
started a revolution.
Crazy.
Not really.
Crazy.
The little 2 pieces of information I just got earlier, I was like, oh, that's a little much, Rob.
And that's a little. Those are things that I'll talk on. There's certain things that I won't talk on because it's in a. I'm not trying to slander Rob.
Right.
Yeah. But even like when I'm coming out hearing people say I'm misogynistic, and I talk down to him, I'm like, bro, if you heard some of the shit Rob said,
Really?
Damn.
Really?
he wouldn't be King Rob to you guys. I promise you that right now.
Yeah.
Damn.
Who called him King Rob though?
We won't get into
Never
that.
heard that.
We
Never
won't-
heard
we
King
won't-
Rob. I just
we
want to be clear.
okay.
We didn't never call him that.
Damn.
Rob is my guy.
Damn.
Yeah.
I love everybody.
So
Tea is being spilled.
Let's talk
Tea is
about
being-
Hope.
Yes.
Did you think he was a clown when you first saw him wearing Yeezy slides with a tech fleece?
Yo.
Was that the moment that you knew something was off?
Yo.
Hope my boy, we're good. I have no problems with Hope, but I just feel like he played it. Listen. So I watched the first.
It was a good move. It was a good move that he was trying to do. Like I see.
I'm gonna touch on both.
Yeah, break it down.
We're gonna touch on the tech fleece with the slides first. Just joking.
Listen, the first 10 episodes, I'm seeing him in his DR saying, my strategy is to make people think I don't want to be here.
Right.
Fair game. That's your strategy? Cool. And he was doing an okay job at it. We thought he was being a little bit much because he's like, man, I don't want to be here. Blah.
Like you didn't believe it.
It's not, even if he believed it, it's not enough for me to give him the power that I gave him. So what people don't realize is the competition that he won, I threw to him.
Ooh.
So I was winning that one.
The water competition.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the reason why I threw it is because of the letter. So, rewind a little bit now.
Bring it back, yeah.
We get picked for the power veto competition. It's me, Zach, Hope, Santina, and Nika, I think was the last one. Ceremony's over. Hope pulls me in the room. He goes, bro, I gotta talk to you. I'm like, what's up? Then he hands me the letter. So you see him shake my hand, puts the letter in my hand. I need you to line me up.
That shit looks so strange on TV.
No, before you knew what was happening, I thought he was flirting with you, and I was like, what?
That took a twist.
And I felt like you thought he was flirting with you, and you were like, what's up, bro? You looked like you were like, what?
No, you never know. Hope is such a, like, he's such a big personality. You don't know what you're gonna get with him at what time. So I'm just trying to figure out, okay, what's this about?
Yeah.
So he does this, hands me something. I'm like, okay, fuck. I already see where this is going. He's like, I need you to line me up. So what line me up means is because the weeks prior, again, he's saying, I want to go home. I don't want to be here. Blah 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 blah. I'm not believing it, but I'm like, cool. If you really feel like you want to go home, give it some time. Sleep on it a few days before you come to me and say you want to go.
Yeah.
I don't want you to just leave on a on a limb. So him telling me line me up is telling me that he's been thinking about it for a while and he actually does want to leave. Cool. But what solidified it for me was him giving me the letter and openly showing me that he's breaking the rules of the game. So I'm like, yo, this guy's really risking his game right now by breaking the rules. So that is what locked in my head, locked it in. He's not just joking anymore. So now I'm willing to do whatever, because like I said, this is my boy. Me and Zach are like, yo, this is our young boy. And if you go on the episodes, there's deleted scenes where Zach's like, the two people I trust the most is Ty and Hope. And this guy gasses Hope up like, yo, solid guy, like solid dude, blah blah. So me and Hope are like, me and Zach are really looking out for Hope here. At this time, there's so many people that don't like Hope because he's rubbing them the wrong way with his energy. Again, they don't show you that stuff.
Right.
There was somebody in the house that actually threatened to go to DR.
Coco's watching this shit like a reunion. Look at her. I know she's watching this shit like a reunion.
No. Because I know when somebody's full of shit, and I never felt that from this man. Yeah. I knew he was always a truth teller, but the thing is I'm playing back what they actually showed us, and I remember specifically before Hope hands him the letter, he says, "Line me up, bro." Yeah. And he does this. Yeah. And as a viewer, I was like, maybe that's Toronto slang. Yeah. I don't know what that means. And Zach says, confused. What does that mean? What does that mean? What do you mean?
That was something between me and
Ty knows what it means. Ty clearly knew what it meant.
Right.
So I was like, maybe it's a black thing. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. But it was clearly something that they had decided on that was a key phrase. To mean something else. So that's why I'm sitting here shook, because I'm like, oh my god, whatever you're saying is making me have like, you know, when people say things, you're like, all these thought bombs go off, and you're like, it's
crazy. It's crazy. So he gives me the letter. I walk out the room. I don't know if they show this part. I walk into the little nook. I open it, read it.
They didn't show that part.
They don't show that. There's nothing in there. It's cool. It's just like a love letter from his fucking girlfriend.
Yeah, there's nothing that's gonna give him
nothing. That's cool with me. But nonetheless, you're not allowed to have that. You're breaking. That is the whole concept of the fucking.
Right. You're not supposed to have outside.
I was so torn because you were riding with Zach and just saying like, "Yo, this was cheating." Do you really think that letter was cheating?
But I'm going to explain to you why. Okay. So the reason why the letter was such a big deal is not because of the contents of the letter.
Okay.
Showing me, for example. I'm very sorry. So, concept letter, whatever, besides the point, but it's still breaking the rules. So, to me, he's showing that he's openly cheating, regardless of what's in the letter. So that, in my eyes, I'm like, yo, this guy really broke like the ultimate rule. Like, he's gonna get disqualified if they find out about this. So, which is why I handed it back to him discreetly. I said, okay, cool. Like, I don't even want. I'm not gonna hand it.
You don't want to.
So people are saying I'm snitching on whatever. I'm like, bro, I tried to hide this shit for as long as I could until I realized. Well, at least from my perspective, was that he used that to manipulate the way I was thinking. So when he showed me he's openly breaking the rules, now I believe he actually wants to go home. He doesn't care about the game anymore because he's showing us that he's cheating. So what happened with that is I went to Zach and said, bro, we're throwing this comp. Hope thinks he generally won the comp. He's out there smacking the water. Bro, I was so... Then again, they don't show this in the competition. I'm so fucking far ahead of these guys. Like, I was the first person to hit all my shots with the...
And you just were chilling.
I start pouring my water. I realize how far ahead I am. I'm like, I start slowing down my pouring. Okay? You're gonna see Zach. There's a clip of Zach where he's walking with his jug. He's like washing his hair in the water. Like, he's not giving a fuck.
That's true. And everybody's like,
what the fuck's he doing?
The
reason why
it was clear that they were throwing it, but they made it seem like Zach was throwing it and Ty wasn't. They made it seem like Hope and Ty were neck and neck.
I'm gonna explain to you why. Even afterwards, because after the competitions, they give you DRs to kind of get your feedback, like how'd that go about. Even then, I'm thinking about this guy, and I told him, like I was thinking about throwing a comp, but there's $5,000 on the line, so I'm gonna go for it. Me doing that was because I didn't want him to self-evict, watch the show back and see that I threw to him. I wanted him to feel like he actually had a real win. That was the only win he had the entire time. So now, when I'm seeing like this guy use the veto after he told us he's gonna do what we want with it, I'm like, bro, you know that Zach is gonna go behind you if you do that. I'm like, what the fuck? So that's what pissed us off, is like if we feel like he gamed us with breaking rules. It wasn't like he got outside information that would help him, but it's how he used that to manipulate our way of thinking.
And so this is why you guys are calling him an actor and a clown, which makes sense because you guys were calling him an actor, and I think as a viewer we were like, what? He's really upset, but we didn't know that he was doing all this sidebar shit.
Like it's because there's another season, I don't know what season it was, but somebody used like a wedding ring or something as like,
what's going on here? It just got light skin in here, boy. Whoa!
Damn! It's the lightest this room's ever been. I don't know. I don't know who's this for. I'm like,
Who has the pressure cup though? That's the question.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
How you doing, man? How you doing, man? Yes, sir. Welcome.
I'm playing Big's brother right now because I don't know who Big's brother is over here. We got a couple big brothers over here.
Yes, sir.
We got Jed from season 9, and we got the man from 11.
Right?
Yeah.
Season 9.
Damn.
Don't get it twisted with that 8 stuff, you know. We don't want to be mixed up in that.
Damn.
You know the vibes.
Damn.
Welcome to the pod. I never had somebody else walk on into the set. But we timed it. If you saw me texting, I was coordinating this on the
He's
side.
trying to
Jed's
set
just
us up
like
the whole time.
Jed's like, aren't you on right now?
Yeah.
I'm multitasking right
I
now.
was like, bro, are you on the show right now? What's going on here?
Why does this feel like WWE, bro? I feel like we just got the surprise match.
Yeah.
It really was. I walked him on and everything. Everybody slide down a little bit on
Yeah, we'll slide down a little bit. Yeah.
Slide down, yeah.
Make that room. Yeah.
Oh, this way? Oh, this way.
Yeah.
Hey, pack it in. Yeah.
How would you have done if Jed was in the building though? For your season?
Nah.
Say that outcome.
Nah, he was playing against girls and all that. You know what I mean? Come on now.
Damn.
You got paid for it, girl. That's what I mean.
Yeah, that's true. Sorry.
Damn. That one hit a nerve.
Honestly, I can't say anything. I can't say anything.
What happened there? Please explain to me.
With what?
Why the? I'm just saying people are telling me what happened because I didn't watch this.
Oh, you didn't watch it?
What the fuck? What were you thinking?
Okay, like if you, everyone just looks at it from the outside in.
I know, so that why
It's tough. It's yeah, but like if you were in there, you would have understood my thought process. You know, we had an alliance. We had a strong alliance of 4, right? Me, Tashawn, Kiefer, Beth.
Did you do the same thing as this guy and just have an alliance with the 4 that you walked in?
No. We actually were just completely random. Yeah, we were completely random. Yeah.
Okay.
So we had a alliance of 4, and like it was me and Beth on the block.
Yeah.
Tashawn and Kiefer were off the block, and someone else had the HOH. And then basically I won the veto, and the HOH was like, if you take yourself off, I'm putting Tashawn on, and we're gonna send him home. And that was my number 1. So I was like, all right, nah, we can't do that. So and then she's like, if you use it on Beth though, I'll put the other person on the block who's not in your alliance, and then your alliance can just vote them out because they have all the votes. And I was like, bet, like that sounds great.
Okay.
So then I did that, and then they voted me out.
I can see it, but I don't know if I would do that stuff.
Yo, you know what? Like,
That's risky.
I honestly though, I didn't really know. Like I don't want to make excuses, but I didn't really know the game like that much. I didn't really watch it either. I was like, you know what? Like we have a lot of people left.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Crazy.
who are you most mad at, the HOH or your alliance?
Look at this big girl therapy over here.
I know. Look at this.
Honestly, I like to air it out.
I want to hear it because I didn't watch this.
No, I'm definitely not mad at the HOH because like she got kind of played as well. Like they sent her out right after me. So yeah, and then we had to do the battle back to get back in. Like it was crazy.
Let me hear some names. What's going on, man? Talk to me.
Honestly, it was Kiefer. But I'm not mad at Kiefer because I did him dirty the week before. I put him on the block when he was my number 1. And then I pump faked and then came back and didn't send him home. And then he like got the opportunity to trick me, trapdoor me they call it.
No.
And then he did it. I'm like,
I gotta learn the lingo. Like trap door.
bro. Honestly, I can't blame him.
Damn.
But like, I like to say, you know, hindsight 2020. Whatever decisions you make in the house, you thought were the best decision at the time.
Yeah.
So you can't look back and be like, oh, I wish I did this and this, unless you won.
So I have a general BB Can question.
Unless you won, he's like,
Unless you won.
I feel like what we were just talking about. You said that you feel like you're an emotional dude in general.
Yes.
Jed, we saw you cry.
Yeah.
We saw that. Yeah.
Do you? Yeah. We didn't see that one. You were a villain, so that's how they scripted it.
That's how they played it.
I feel they showed koozies. Somebody like messaged me and said we knew you were human when they saw it.
Oh, then maybe it happened after.
Maybe, I don't know.
The first time I saw him get emotional was when he got the letter and he had just come back.
Oh, I didn't get there yet. Yeah, I didn't get there yet.
Gonna leave with Zach. He got emotional. He finally read his letter. CC came in.
That's
and
true.
when Koozie left, he was fucked. And I was like, this guy is serious.
That hit you.
So then I think that answers my question. My question was, do you think that you can be an emotional player and be successful in Big Brother?
Right.
Because it's a very strategic game. You're kind of playing people to a certain extent.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you can.
No, I was telling them basically my perspective is you can be emotional. You just have to be able to channel it in the right way.
Right.
Like if you're an emotional person, you can't rationally think. Then it's better off you hide your emotions.
Right.
If you're emotional and you can use it to leverage like
situations.
Yeah, exactly. Then cool.
Yeah.
Show it to everybody, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like that was something that Shanae did well. She's emotional and she already showed it, so people just let their guard down around her, which is why she was able to kind of skate her way to where she did until I got a chance to knock her off. And I wanted my revenge, and I was very patient for it because, like I said, she rocked the boat for me a little bit during my HOH when I asked her not to use the veto. Yeah. So I said, listen, if Cece's gonna hand you to me on a plate, believe me, I'm taking that shot. I promise you. So that's where that comes from.
Yeah, I agree. I think you can be emotional, but you can't make decisions based on emotion. You have to make them based on the game, and that's where I kind of got fucked up. I made a lot of decisions emotionally. Like I just said, I put my number one on the block because I backdoored him because I knew he was gonna win the game if he made it. But then I pulled back because I saw him. He was depressed. He was crying. He was, he was like, my son's gonna be so upset with me. Like I wanted my son to grow up like you, like saying stuff like that to me. And I was like, fuck, man, like, is this really worth it? So I'm like, let me reel back, and then we didn't send him home.
And that's a real question. Or was he playing you? Was he playing you that time?
I don't know. I think he played me. Yeah.
Because when you were thinking about when you were thinking about leaving, you're like, I don't know, am I thinking about this too hard? Like this is a game show.
Yeah, for me it was like my loyalty to Zach was what was making me consider, like, if I felt like he was done dirty by the house guests and production, do I want to be here?
Were you actually gonna leave though?
It looked like you were really thinking about it. Like you were.
I'm just saying. Let's just think logically. Let's just think, logically, for real. Take your loyalty out of it. That's always a factor. It's a part of you. Of course. I'm a Scorpio. Same way. Okay. Same way. It's the number one thing across the board. So I understand that, but I'm saying we have to remove ourselves sometimes. Sometimes we're too close to the situation to see it. So remove yourself for a second and just say, why is the moral ground only worth standing on if you're gonna lose? Why isn't it worth standing on even if you don't lose? Because you weren't up for the block. So you were standing on it for the right reasons. It was principle for real for you, and that was proven. Nobody was coming for you and you weren't on the block. His whole point that he said out of his mouth, and you can't edit this. This is what he said out of his mouth multiple times. So no matter what you said before or after that, you said this. If they play me by voting me off, then I'll just leave.
I think,
So it wasn't between him and Hope leaving. It was between him and Santina leaving. So it was basically, I will do anything I can, no matter how dirty, to not leave. So that was the energy we got. So I'm just saying.
I said I'll address it. I think you're looking at the ending of it, which is the votes. But like I said, if you reel it back, it's like, how did he get in that position to begin with? It was through the manipulation that we experienced with that letter. Hope doesn't get the opportunity to pull himself off the block if we don't give him the competition win. The reason why we gave him the competition win is because he openly showed us that he was breaking the rules.
But isn't that just playing yourself? You got manipulated in a social game?
But using something from the outside world, which is what I'm trying to say.
That's why you're saying that.
Okay,
it's not the content. It wasn't like he had outside information.
Right.
Showing us he has something from the outside world is a rule break.
Right.
What I'm saying, what was the season
using that to manipulate you guys.
Exactly.
Oh, it was a wedding. What are you talking about, wedding ring?
Yeah, so that is within the game. Your wedding ring's on your ring, that's allowed.
That was Kevin. That was season 10. He just said he was married, he wasn't. And he would swear on his marriage.
Oh,
yes.
Wait, what?
He would continuously swear on his marriage when he wasn't.
He had a ring, whatever, but that's already in the game. That's one thing. That is fair game. If we got paid by something he already had in the game that was allowed to be there, like a wedding ring,
right?
Cool. But you had a letter from that you snuck in from the outside world and used that. Now I'm thinking, yo, this guy is literally showing us.
But how did you know he stuck it in? How is it not that just she snuck it in her sock? Like, I don't understand.
She did, but it doesn't matter how.
It doesn't matter how, but it's there.
Still snuck in. You're not allowed to have it.
But he didn't sneak it in.
It doesn't matter. He's using it.
It was snuck in. But verbiage matters. It was snuck in.
It was snuck in.
And he used it to his advantage.
Yes, using it. To me, I don't care who snuck it in. You're using it against me.
But how did he use it though? That's my only question. How did he use it?
By showing, like, bro, for example, if I say to you right now, I'm gonna shoot you in your face. You'll be like, okay. If I say I'm gonna shoot you in the face and I slap a gun on the table, that makes things very real now.
Right.
Him telling me he wants to leave the game, cool.
Yeah.
But him showing me I'm willing to break the rules, that makes it real. That makes it real.
Like, I want to leave. Like, I'm really
willing to risk my game to get possibly disqualified. For breaking the rules,
so I can get out.
Now I know. Okay, he's not joking around anymore.
So then, where did that tie into like the further events of like feeling manipulated and feeling Like, did you say you threw the comp to him?
Yes, me
For what?
and Zach.
For what? Why?
Because he was telling us he wants to self-evict.
Okay.
Not, him showing us the letter made it real that he actually does not want to be here.
Okay.
So I said he didn't have any wins up to that point. He was continuously throwing himself on the block to try to get a win. So what I told to Zach, I said, bro, we're not letting this guy leave without a win. Throw him one win so at least he can go home and feel like accomplished. Like
You got played by the heart with something illegal the way he did.
Yes.
My question is, why didn't you stand on the ground when you found the letter? If it was such a big deal for you, if principle was the thing, why weren't you and Zach standing on that when it happened?
And snitching on him?
Yeah, you tried to use his rule break in basically for you as a game.
No, because
and then it didn't work as a game. It was gonna work against you, and he was like, "You gotta go." So I'm just saying.
I'm glad you're bringing it up. These are points that people keep bringing up, and I'll address it.
Yeah.
So if he stays on the block beside Santina, he is still gone. He's seen as the bigger threat.
Yeah.
Who Hope?
Hope is gone.
You think Hope would have got
absolutely
voted out before her?
Absolutely.
You think so?
Hope was seen as one of the boys. Santina by that time was already fighting with Zach, so she was seen as a lone
No,
wolf.
the girls knew though because
What about what?
Kuzi was like appointing him, and the girls knew because she was telling the girls.
Who was telling the girls what?
Kuzi was telling the girls, I'm putting Hope up, he's gonna win, and we're gonna put Zach in. Everybody knew.
If he pulls himself off. If he pulled himself off.
Well, he was gonna pull himself off.
But how did he get that win to pull himself off?
Well,
That's my
because
point.
he manipulated you with that letter.
With some.
This is one thing that, like,
wow,
it's very hard to know if you're telling the truth because there's so many people in these seasons that will lose and just say they threw it. You know what I mean? Like after our season, Rohan was like, you know what? I threw that HOH. I threw this veto. I'm like, nigga, you just lost.
I'm telling you right now.
You're absolutely right, but I don't think that's what's happening.
That's not what happened with me. I was ahead of both him and Zach. Zach
was this the water one?
Yeah.
Okay, it was the water. Okay.
If you watch though, I mean, if they were to show you raw footage, you would see that I'm so far ahead. I start slowing down my pouring because I realized how far ahead of him I am. I'm like, bro, I can't just stop pouring because then people are gonna be like, what the fuck are you doing? So I slow down my pouring and he's passing buddy. There's a clip, like I was telling her, of Zach literally walking with his jug and stopping in the water to wash his face because I told him to.
Yo, I know that Zach was messing around the whole time.
Yes, because I told him to.
Yeah, but like, don't you think it would have been like, okay, so basically what you're saying is you wanted him to get a win so bad that you were willing to risk him not taking himself off the block?
Correct, because he showed us that he was breaking the rules.
Damn.
And
I don't know. I wouldn't have trusted.
Just to say, I'm just thinking from a logical, my own brain.
No, but I wouldn't have trusted that.
He said Hope said right before that, if it's not this eviction, next eviction, get me out, put me up. He was telling Zach and Ty that. Right. That's a fact I saw that in my eyes.
He did.
And then in the same scenario, same outfits. Now they could have cut it up to where he said it before or after, whatever. But it was the same conversation. Then he showed Ty, and this is as Zach is walking out. So it seems to be after. I pay a lot of attention to a lot of shit.
As you should.
Super fan.
The details matter.
Not a lot gets past.
That's crazy.
The details matter. Which is what I'm saying.
I'm
First
like,
he told us
that doesn't make sense. It seems like this conversation was had first, where he's saying if it's not this one, next eviction, get me out. And he's clearly saying in the confessional, I'm a liar. I'm lying about this. I don't want this. And then you see Zach walk out and Ty and him have a conversation where he's handing the letter. And he's saying, line me up. After you already said, line me up, and Zach was confused. So it all is adding up to what you said. And I'm like a master lie.
So are you saying that his energy shifted once he won? So he won the comp, and all of a sudden now he wants to stay? Is that what he's saying?
And what his reasoning behind it was, because we talked afterwards. It was a while before we talked, but when Zach left, we obviously had a conversation. Again, me trying to just be a good friend. Like, what was your perspective about? Like, what was that about? He said to me, and I don't know if it's the truth or not because I didn't see the show. Zach said it's false, but he said to him that Zach basically came to him, tried to bully him into not using the veto.
We watched that. That happened.
Yeah, they did.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't know.
Zach also lied on you.
How so? I don't know.
Because he came in, he told you that Hope said something he didn't say, and that put it back in your back to go in there and have the clown conversation that went viral.
And that's what I wanted.
He lied and said that Hope said that you came in there and you bullied him.
But you don't know that because.
However, he said it.
No, because Zach told you that Hope was saying that you went in and like tried to strong arm him. Yeah. And like bully him. So then you came in and pulled up on him.
But what we saw.
What you seen? That's the key though.
What we saw.
What you also don't see.
That's all I can speak on. Is what we saw is Hope tells Zach, bro, like, I already had somebody come at me like I don't need this conversation right now. And he's like, what are you talking about? He's like, Ty was just in here having a conversation with me. That's what he said. He never said Ty strong armed me, Ty came at me. From what we saw.
From what you see.
I don't know.
That's the key. So
but they also made it seem like from what we saw, Zach had been at that point caught up in about 30 lies. As a viewer, we were like, this nigga's a liar. I'm sorry. I'm just telling you.
Never
like,
trust that.
and I'm not sorry, because that's what we saw. I'm just going off what they showed us. We were like, this guy's lying about a lot of things. So it seemed like he was lying about that as well. And we were like, Ty, don't let this man put a battery in your back about something that didn't happen.
He's not, though. So what I'm going to... I'm gonna reverse it a little bit now because there's something else you don't see. So you guys see the initial conversation between me and Hope, and I'm standing there with a cup in my hand or whatever. Saying you feel like I'm intimidating you, blah blah blah. Then he stands up. Tries to big dog. And in the moment, it doesn't register to me because I'm not thinking that he's trying to start anything. So I kind of breeze it off and I'm like, okay, cool, so you're good. And I walk out the room, and what you guys don't see is I walk into my room, and then in my head it clicks. I'm like, did this guy just try to size me up? So I put my cup down and I go back in there and I say, yo, what was that about? So if we're gonna kick off this duel right now, like, you're not gonna big dog me. But they don't show you that part. They just cut straight to the Zach.
Right to it.
Yo, Hope is saying you try to big dog him. So I mean, technically I was, because I came in there for a second time. I said, yo, why did you stand up like that? I didn't come in there on no bad energy like that. I was just asking, like, do you feel like I'm trying to intimidate you? Because that's what everyone's telling me. He tried to big dog me. Came back a second time, the energy wasn't there.
Can I be honest with you?
Sure.
When we watched you walk in and say, you feel like I'm trying to big dog you, he was giving big dog energy.
I mean, it was hard. It was hard still.
At that point, you were.
It was hard. It was hard. It was a hard moment still.
Because I was already fed up.
I get it.
No, for sure.
First time I was really relaxed with a cup in my hand. Then he tries to size me up, but no one calls him out on that.
Right.
Why are you standing up like that?
I think the only...
Well, because if someone's standing, as a man, be honest, if someone's coming at you and having a conversation with you that's not the most pleasant nature and they're standing over you, you are going to stand up.
Let's not say
as a man.
Let's not say I was standing over. I wasn't standing over him.
Hey, you was standing over him, bro.
You guys should pull this thing up.
We can pull it up right now.
I was at the end of the bed.
I feel like I have it up for here.
The bed is this long.
My body wasn't even like facing my body wasn't even facing him. I was twisted outward. He was like to the side of me.
Oh my god.
Yes, sir. Put that shit up.
Watch this.
Oh, that's the later one. You gotta show the first one.
Oh no, I don't have the first one. You have that?
I gotta find it or whatever.
But we'll pull it up.
It's not even that. Like, hey.
What I'm trying to say is, cheating is cheating. There was no content in the letter itself that helped give him an advantage. That is, I'm not denying that. It is how he utilized it. Using something that you're allowed to have, like a wedding ring, that's fair game. Having something that we don't have access to from the outside world, like a letter, which you know is something you get when you're a fucking HOH. Right. Is the second problem with how they dealt with it. I'm not gonna bash production. They did what they felt was best. But by giving everybody letters after that, you're making Hope a hero for cheating. You're making us further the bad guys now because we're trying to, rectify what we think is wrong.
That's fact.
So what do you think would have been a fair punishment for him?
That's not for me to say. I just know that wasn't fair.
You don't think? So would you have liked
what would you would have wanted to see? Yeah, what would
because
you
like I think what a lot of people
25 games suspension.
Maybe. no postseason.
Segway King there.
If we're actually trying to uphold the integrity of this game, the person who cheated should be gone.
So can I ask a question? Because when the producers were reading back to you guys the infringements that were had in terms of the contract that you all made, you were also an infringement of that contract. And so was Zach, because you guys, it also says in the contract, if you have any prior knowledge of any cheating, you are supposed to give that up immediately. So the fact that you guys didn't give that up immediately, they were going to punish everyone to your standards.
So maybe we should do that. They would have lost half. They would have lost half the cap because listen.
So here we go. Tell it to
You think you're onto something? So me, I would have been gone. Zach would have been gone. You know what would have been gone?
Yeah.
Rob and Johnny, because they also know about it. They don't show you
half the crew, half the cast.
So if that's where you want to go, then we can go that way too. But they weren't willing to take that risk.
Yeah.
Because half the cast is gone for one person. But my point is like one person fucked it up for everybody.
Right. My point is to you personally, on a personal level, who stands on principles, like I do.
100%.
You broke the rules too, no?
I didn't break the rules.
How did you not break the rules?
I didn't bring in the letter. I didn't bring the letter.
It doesn't matter if you didn't bring it. If you know about somebody cheating, that's in the contract. If you know about somebody cheating,
I gotta read the contract. I don't know if you might be making that up.
No, I'm not. I'm not making it up.
You gotta show me the contract.
Basically, no.
I don't know if that was in.
You don't read your own contract.
I read it, but I don't remember that because I'm not thinking going in there. I'm not going in there trying to cheat, so I don't know. I can't remember that stuff.
But you should read it anyway. So
I know I read it. I'm saying I read it. I read every.
I want to play a little BB can game that has nothing to do with BB can, so we can move on to some shit that's not as specific.
I feel like everyone's got a deep dive of watch like season 11.
Listen, I feel like the 3 months could chat all day.
Yeah, I understand. You will. You will.
I honestly got the vibes that this is some
can't.
offline conversation.
We're gonna put this on our Patreon. Don't worry, we'll put this on our Patreon.
Yeah. We're gonna get a couple of these things here. Boom.
TS. Little ones over there for you, Jed. You got it? Alright.
Okay, yeah. Run it.
Little true false.
So I got a couple very simple things.
True or false.
It's a little palate cleanser for us.
Alright.
I don't know what to call this game, but
We'll come up with a name on it. We're good.
True or
Like,
false?
that's so basic. That's so basic.
Sean,
A lie?
A lie? A lie?